Okay, we're going to go ahead and finish the Aeolian chords, the last three. These are the three chords that don't contain the flat six. So you might see a pattern that if you watched all the modal videos, that I usually use the same kind of exercises. So for memorization, for practicing composition, you literally can practice composition and harmony. And I'm not at the literally the keyboard. Keyboard's just a universal instrument. So we're going to use the three chords, the 7, the 5, and the 3. None of them contain that flat 7. So maybe we'll just use 1 and 5 over and over again. So the minor 5, and we'll just use chord tones. So something as simple as this, and I'm using inversion. So using just chord tones. These are exercises. Just 1, 5, third in the bass, 5, 1, third in the bass, 5, fifth in the bass, 1, root position. So let's take the same thing and then spice it up with a bunch of non-harmonic tones. So literally just 1 and 5 of Aeolian spiced up with a bunch of non-harmonic tones. So same progression we used before, but has a falling sequence. You practice these kind of things, exercises, doing them different ways. Let's use the 7. So let's create a harmonic sequence first. 1, 7, 4, 1, 5, 1. So really simple. But let's spice it up with some non-harmonic tones. You notice that since I'm not using that flat 6 all that much except on the 4, it doesn't sound nearly as dark. It sounds a little sad. Let's use the same exact progression. Again, the same progression done a different way with walking 6 and whatnot. That 5 chord actually sounds kind of sad with everything. So another thing I could think of doing is these parallel motion like this. Now let's change that up and do opposite motion as we go parallel, like 1, 7, 6, 5, 5, 6, 7, 1. Okay, the expanding outward and then converging. So it gives the illusion of independence when you do stuff like that. So even though you're just playing chords and you're not doing it parallel. So let's go ahead and use the 3 chord. And since that thought process of converging on itself and then expanding outwards is, we'll do 1, 7, 3, 4, 4, 3, 7, 1. So expanding, converging, expanding. You know, these are cool little tricks you can learn. So I'm doing it faster. Maybe I'll do it up high and you have to actually imply the 4 chord there because it's. Let's actually do another one of those. We'll do 1. I'll play it block chord 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. We'll do something like that and then we'll converge on itself, starting higher and gradually getting closer and closer together. Okay, up to speed. That's what that would sound like. So let's that's kind of a cool effect. It converges in on itself. So 1, 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So cool effect, especially when you deal with a lot of parallelism and you don't want it to sound like parallel chords. So we'll just do something real typical here. That way we can use the 3 chord, I'm sorry, in a very typical way. You'll hear this in rock and pop and stuff like this all the time. These progressions, not literally that same rhythmic value, but that kind of progression. It's very, very simple. 1, 6, 1, 7, 3. This is the reason we were doing it, because so we could use a 3. And then the 6, 3, 5. And you just keep repeating that, but obviously not moving it in parallel motion like that. So in root position. So let's use all 7 chords. 1, 4, 7, 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. Remember this progression because that allows you to use all 7 in major and natural minor. So you used all 7 chords in that respect. So let's make it musical somewhat. And this sound is very typical. This sequence. And sorry, I used a bunch of 7th chords and stuff, but that's okay. We're just showing uses of it. So maybe I'll just start up high up like this. And use other things besides basic triads. Repeating the same sequence. 4, 7, 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. So that allows you to use every single chord of Aeolian, that particular pattern. 1, 4, 7, 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. If you could remember that, you could actually create, and especially when you're doing with natural minor, harmonic minor, or Ionian, this pattern works really well. And there's also a million ways to do it. You could chain 7ths together, like in the bass and whatnot, and endless sequences of chains. Actually, that's for a complete. I'll actually do that in the next one. I'll do a continuous resolving 7th chain and using upper extensions and stuff. That's more for Aeolian uses. So just remember, 1, 4, 7, 3, 6, 2, 5, 1 allows you to use every chord. So all right, enjoy. And also remember, don't try to come up with the best thing. I'm not doing it. I just hit record here and then go through a bunch of things I already know in my head to do to get used to things, inversions, non-harmonic tones, all those things. I just convergence, moving away from each other, all those little tricks we just learned. So go ahead and let's go ahead and move on to Aeolian uses, and we'll include some more interesting stuff.